Today we are reacting to George Harrison's third album, All Things Must Pass. This album won the Patreon poll and I'm excited to get into it. I think this may be the oldest album that I've ever featured on the channel, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But I think it beats out The Wall as being the oldest. The Wall by Pink Floyd, by the way. I'm sure you knew that, but we have a lot to cover. So let's jump right into I'd Have You Anytime. What a vibe already.
Let me into your heart. Let me know you. Let me show you. Let me roll it to you.
Love the chord progression. Quite a blissful sound. Beautiful mixing. Every instrument is crystal clear. He's got a very charming voice as well. Did he sing much in the Beatles? I'm actually not that familiar with the Beatles, believe it or not. Is that him doing those guitar licks, or is that Eric Clapton? The percussion and drums, they move things along very organically. The song has a really nice unpredictability to it, which makes it feel very dreamlike. It's like weaving in and out of moments. These little pops of release are so lovely, where like hits a major chord and the tension is released. Really lovely. I don't know why the lyrics weren't provided for this on Spotify, but we'll see. Next song is My Sweet Lord. I believe we do have lyrics for this. So I guess he was a man of faith. Catchy little hook there.
My sweet Lord, my Lord, my Lord.
This is very catchy.
I really want to see you.
Really rather poppy.
Really want to be with you.
I know the Beatles pretty much invented pop, right? In a way. So it would make sense that this feels quite poppy.
My sweet Lord, my Lord, my Lord. I really want to know you. Really want to go with you. Really want to show you love, but it won't take long.
Love his harmonic progressions. tones.
Really wanna see you, Lord, but it takes so long, my Lord.
Drums coming through to add a bit of passion and energy. This is so pleasant, positive, uplifting, inspiring, of course. This is the guitar lick from the intro. This time it has the power of the drums behind it. How sincere this song sounds as a dedication to his faith. It's completely lacking that cheesiness that a lot of Christian music has. I mean that with as much respect as possible, but you know what I'm saying, like, it sounds very natural, very raw, very sincere. Maybe this song is getting at God is more of a general higher being than the Christian God necessarily. I'm assuming that through some of this language he's singing that I don't really understand, but it could be all Christian, this could be Hebrew for all I know, so let me know what's going on there. I did read that there was a lot of spirituality in this album. Next song is Wah Wah. His sense of catchiness and harmony is crazy. This song has a slight noise to it. Like the reverb of the instruments is banging into each other a little bit. Very deliberate, I assume. Since the previous song didn't sound like that, but this song almost sounds like we're at a train station or something. This one may be a little too busy even. There's a lot going on here. cool vibe though. And I can hear the clear change in chords and moods and stuff. Rather noisy for sure. And there's that little bit of release. That's very nice. Not sure if I love this one compared to the first two, though. I appreciate how experimental it is, but it's missing a stronger melody in my own taste, though I can jam along to it. And I know we are going to get to some jam sessions here, so I feel like the song is one of those tracks that was conceived through a jam session. Like, instrumentalists, they just seem to be kind of doing whatever. That is a charming little horn part. Lyrically, it seems to be gibberish. In keeping with my suspicion about this kind of being a glorified jam session. So now that I think about it, if this really is a glorified jam session, then maybe the noisiness isn't so intentional, but more of a happy accident that he sort of left in as a nice artistic touch. The spontaneity of it. Not bad. I would like a more pared down sound soon, because that song was a lot. Next we have Isn't It a Pity version 1. Already I seem to be getting my wish.
Isn't it a pity? Now isn't it a shame how we break each other's hearts?
Ooh, very tense chord there.
Cause each other pain.
I think my favorite thing about his music
Take each other's love.
is his choice of chords in harmony.
If I
His melodies are
more,
not too extravagant, which is fair enough. I think they're in keeping with his vocal type and stylistic choice, of course.
isn't it a pity?
I would perhaps like some more
Something
dramatic vocals from him. They're all very chill and sort of delivered in a blasé, nonchalant fashion.
Not too many people.
Though I suppose like some parts sound more emotional than others.
The same.
But I love his chord progressions.
And because of all the tears, your eyes can
love that chord there. That's really nice. I'm stealing that. I think it's some kind of diminished chord, perhaps. Ooh, now the strings. Okay. Beautiful section. Catchy. Good song. That's a nice minor to major there. Maybe my favorite song so far. This is a really good one. Wow, and we're only halfway through. I'm really interested to see how this one develops now. Nice expressive guitar melodies that don't go too crazy. They complement the music just perfectly. Noticing a subtle build in the drums and percussion here. The song is increasing in tempo, I think. Entering back into that jam session feeling here. He likes to kind of vibe out, let his songs evolve into a sort of vibe out session, where stuff just kind of floats along. I like that there's small little melodies that I'm still picking out though, especially in the strings. And I like the baritone vocals in the background too. As much as I love this chord progression, what would really take it to the next level for me would be some slight variation in it, rather than just a simple repetition for the remaining 2 minutes. This is still really good though. Like, we are getting stuff to pay attention to in the background vocals. Small things. This is a fade out, is it? Yeah, I've spoken on the channel multiple times how I'm not a huge fan of fade outs. I prefer more defined ends to songs, though I know fade outs were pretty much the thing for a good 50 years of popular music, so I'm prepared for that. I thought that song was excellent. And definitely my favorite one so far. Really quite heavenly and beautiful. Loved the strings, the background vocals, the chord progression, his lead vocals too. Let's keep it going with the next song, What Is Life? So this would be the beginning of side 2 back in the day. This is a nice switch up in vibe and sound mood.
What I feel, I can't say.
Sorry, something in my eye.
My love is up for you any time of day. It's all love that you need, and I'll try my best to make everything succeed. Tell me what is my life without your love?
I may have heard this before. I was just thinking it's quite commercially appealing. It sounds slightly familiar, like I would have heard it on the radio a lot. But it's very bouncy, it's an immediate mood lifter. And it has nice simple lyrics to appeal to everyone, really. It's a lovely love song, a love letter. But like the tension and build and his harmonic progressions again is just next level. It really carries the album for me. It doesn't get monotonous ever. Sometimes in the extended jam sessions, I crave for a little bit of variety, but otherwise, smooth sailing. And I love is that a shaker that appears in the chorus? Cool flair there for the chorus. I really love this sort of unbridled, happy-go-lucky sound.
What I feel,
If you're ever having a down day, just throw this on and you'll be gravy.
my love is up for you any time of day. It's all love that you need, and I'll try my best to make everything succeed. Tell me what is my life without your love? Tell me who am I without you by my side?
This is contender for my favorite as well.
What is my life without your love? Tell me who
Hearing those strings now as well.
without you by my side?
Neck and neck between this and Isn't It a Pity for my favorite.
What is my life without your love? Tell me who am I without you?
That was good. I liked it.
Tell me what is my life without your love?
Very cohesive album so far as well. Good variety in the overall tone of each song, but still cohesive through the choices of instrumentation. This song is If Not For You.
If not for you, babe, I couldn't even find the door.
I see parentheses Dylan on the track list here. What does that mean? Something to do with Bob Dylan? Did he write this song with Bob Dylan?
If not for you.
He's an incredible songwriter. Every single song is like so catchy. The way the melody flows with his choice of words. I don't think his lyrics are that interesting by themselves, but paired with the music and the overall vibe of the song, totally works. I like the repetitive hook in this song. Like, it repeats a lot, but it's not too repetitive. I don't know why, it just works. It's a pleasant sound, very warm, inviting. Another thing about a lot of these older recordings that takes away from any potential repetitiveness is that these guys actually would have replayed this hook over and over. It's not just being copied and pasted in Pro Tools, right? So every instance that they play it is a little different from the last. Love how the piano is coming forward a little bit here, just for that added bit of texture and variety.
If not for you, the winter would hold no spring.
Man, he was a really good writer, huh? Totally underrated.
I just wouldn't have a clue.
So how come John and Paul got all the credit? I say this as a layperson when it comes to the Beatles. I know very little comparatively about them compared to their fans, you know what I mean? But, like, when I heard the name George Harrison on Patreon, I actually didn't know who that was. I had to look him up, and then I was like, oh, he's the guitarist of the Beatles. Why haven't I heard of him? This is Behind That Locked Door.
Your pain is now through. Please forget those teardrops. Let me take them from you. I love you.
This is a 6/8 time signature, I think, so it's a slightly different feeling rhythmically. More of a swaying waltz. Very romantic, very tender. Gorgeous. Wow, what a lovely melody on the guitar there. There could be a ukulele in here as well somewhere. I'll admit, like, I find it hard to differentiate the sound between a ukulele and an acoustic guitar sometimes. I'm captivated by the instrumentation, the songwriting. His voice is okay for me. I would typically listen to more, I suppose you could say, professionally trained vocalists. I'm into like, I don't know, musical theater level or pop level power ballad style vocals that really get dramatic and theatrical with it. Though I completely respect that this isn't what he is going for or is known for. But it is something that I crave, is more dynamic vocals. One other thing I respect about this particular song is he isn't doubling up his vocals as he has been for some of the previous songs. So he's standing behind his raw vocal here. It's him. He's like, this is me. Great. Another standout. I'm starting to understand the critical acclaim that this album is receiving. Okay, so this one doesn't have lyrics. This is Let It Down. Okay. Another nice switch up in sound here. Back to a more gentle ballad again, but I'd say that intro is foreshadowing something. We'll see. Another interesting chord choice. He lets things hang for a bit in the air before bringing them home. Beautiful bass run there too. The hints of melody in the instrumental, I absolutely love those moments what the piano did there. So even though I think that the jammy nature of his music is a little detrimental here and there, it also allows for those beautiful seconds of creativity, like there. Like, I don't think that piano run was like written down in paper before they started recording. That was something the instrumentalist just did. This is what the intro is hinting at, this larger sound, which is really cool. Bit of a tease. I would like to have kept that going, but we've plenty of the song left. Interesting how the bass seems to be mixed on the hard left. That's unusual. Unless my hearing is going. But it seems like the bass is mixed hard left. Sparkle's hard. Feels like huge and epic. really going at it. I knew we had time to get here. Another fade out? Come on, bro. I'm picturing the most perfect crescendo that we could have reached with this build-up. But I said I wouldn't complain about fade-outs too much, so that's all I'll say. I really liked that one though. It's a compliment. It's a compliment. Next song is Run of the Mill. Hopefully we have lyrics for it. No lyrics. Another charming little ballad.
Everyone has choice when to not to raise a voice. Each user decides.
So much complexity in the drumming. I love it.
Turn while feeling that our love's not your concern.
In sync with the vocals.
The decide.
So immediately this vocal melody is so memorable because of the creative way it interacts with the drums.
We'll carry the blame for you. No one around you will love you today and throw it all away tomorrow when you rise. Another day for you to realize. Oh, send it down again as the days stand up on end. You got me wondering how I lost your friendship, but I see it in your eyes.
I'm possessed by the drumming.
I can't carry the blame for you.
So this is Ringo, I assume. So I did see another name in the list, the personnel list for drums.
Guessing how I win. Will it make enough for you to read?
Alan White. Don't know who that is. So let me know who's playing right here.
No one to set to be there.
Gorgeous track. This album is quite, chock full of bangers. It's amazing what interesting drums can do for a song. Because this song is, I would say, otherwise relatively sweet and straightforward. A cute vibe, but without that stunning melodic drumming, obviously it would just have not been elevated to the extent that it was. So I am sticking to the original track list here, so I'm going to skip some of these bad boys. I might return to them in future if you guys are interested in seeing me react to them. But we're going to move straight into this track here, which is Beware of Darkness. And we have lyrics for this.
Watch out now, take up your word for swingers. Dropping all around you.
One complaint I have, honestly, is it's a very slow album. We have moments where we pick things up a little bit here and there, but I'd like if we could pick things up here and there. It would help to break up the vast amount of material. there's enough variety within all of these ballads to keep me interested. Don't get me wrong. Like this one is unique because it has a darker edge in the music and in the harmony. Like darker chords, a darker atmosphere. You know, and the lyrics are darker. Beware of the thoughts that linger, winding up inside your head. So his vision is very like cohesive and consistent. Coherent is the word I was looking for.
Watch out now, take every word, soft shoe shuffling. Dancing down the sidewalks as each unconscious sufferer wanders aimlessly.
Look at who Maya is, what she did. Broke his heart.
Watch out now, take every word, greedy.
During the solo, I would have liked for the music to lean back into the darker chords. The solo was very bright for some reason.
While weeping at the cedars.
But we're ending on a more appropriate note with these lyrics. There's that lack of resolution in the music too. A solid one. I would normally say I'm more into darker music like that, but I wouldn't say that one was a standout for me. Apple Scruffs.
Now watch you sitting there, seeing the passers-by all stir, like you have no place to go. But there's so much they don't know about apple scruffs.
What are apple scruffs then?
You've been stood around for years, see my smiles and touch my tears. How it's been a long, long time, and how you've been on my mind, my apple scruffs. Apple scruffs, apple scruffs. How I love you, how I love you.
Could be just a meaningless saying that he just found fun to sing. I like that this song is deviating from the slow tender ballad style into something kind of a little bit juvenile and playful.
In the fog and in the rain, through the pleasures and the pain, on the step outside the sand, with your flowers in your hand, my apple scruffs.
Once again, so much interest in the
While the
instrumental.
years come and go, they look most surely show that without all time and space,
And the background vocals are awesome.
space, my apple scruffs.
Yeah, it's kind of a silly song. Unless there's some hidden, like, really morbid edge to these lyrics that I'm unaware of. This is more of a light-hearted, jovial inclusion to ease us up from the sound of the rest of the tracks. And that little yodel he does in his vocal is quite nice too. That sort of expressiveness in his voice is quite rare, so that stands out to me. Harmonicas, you know, they're I'd say somewhat of a controversial sound. I could take or leave them, but it fits the vibe of the song, definitely. Okay, no lyrics for this. This is, what do we have? Ballad of Sir Frankie Crisp, Let It Roll. Okay. Once again, back to the more mid-tempo vibe here. So let's see how this song stands on its own. This sort of heartbroken, crestfallen vibe in the music. So pretty. He favors a bright atmosphere more than a dark one. The moments when he dips into darkness, absolutely love. Like we're feeling quite bright here. And then this is more dark. And I'm like so into this vibe right here. I wonder if there's an album that focuses on this particular type of vibe more from him in his discography. Let me know. But in general, he likes to evoke sort of optimistic hopefulness. Fully respect it. If I'm to get up in my fields, I am sort of a sad boy. Like this. This is great. Ballad of Sir Frankie Crisp. Wish I had the lyrics up for this. Let's try to listen to the lyrics. I'm quite moved by this song. Didn't really catch the lyrics. Something about his eyes being full of light, then moving to the night. Is it about the loss of some kind of innocence or some fella who passed? For sure a standout. And I'm happy that this section of the song he's chosen to settle into as the outro. I think that's really powerful. Stand out for sure. Next is Waiting on You All. Really enjoying this album, have to say. Got a bit more energy here.
Don't need a loving, don't need no bedpan. You don't need a heart as your full of microphone, the mess that you're in. If you open up your heart, I mean
song again, it sounds spiritual. The choir in the background is doing a lot for me here. That descending melody.
You don't need no passport. You don't need no visa. You don't need the daisy gate up to heaven great before you can see Jesus. If you open up your heart,
That
he's right there.
Love that.
Will be
That's really
you
good.
of your care. I'm chanting the name of the Lord and you'll be free.
Spectacular songwriting. Absolutely spectacular.
Chanting the name of the Lord and you'll be free.
I did read that some of these songs were outtakes from Beatles sessions that he presented but didn't make their albums. So, is the songwriting of some of these songs influenced by some of the Beatles' voice? Or is every note, for the most part, written by George? Well, obviously not every note, because there's a lot of improvisation involved.
What I mean, they can dance along, singing and we're all green. While the Pope was 51% of general orders, and the stock exchanges
While this one has some really beautiful ideas, it does strike me as a little bit of a rougher idea than some of the other songs. Not quite as complete, but still really good. That ethereal choir, just astounding. That's the kind of ending I like. That sounds like intentional to me, so at least the song had that. And this is the title track, Big Deal, All Things Must Pass.
sunrise doesn't last no more.
Another ballad.
The cloudburst doesn't last all day. Soon as my love's up, there's left
I like the touch of the whistles.
it's not always gonna be this great. All things must pass. All things must pass away.
Oh, we have lyrics for this, sorry. We may have had lyrics for the last one too.
Last all evening. The might can blow those clouds away.
I think
After this, my love is a man must believe.
Give me a moment, I'm gathering my thoughts here. I'm just reading the lyrics.
It's not always gonna be this great. All things must pass.
Yeah. Lovely lyrics.
Things must pass.
And a really nice message. Bittersweet message. You can take it as a good thing or a bad thing. The lyrics address this. Musically, it's one of the least interesting ones on the album, but still it's a really good song. Like, the album is very, very high caliber. But musically, this one is it's blending into the others a little bit. As pretty as it is. But lyrically, one of the stronger tracks.
In the morning it will fade.
Like, if this song were on a lesser album, it would be a standout.
It's not always gonna be this great. All things must pass. All things must pass away.
trash talking, I bet that this is like everyone's favorite, right? I bet that's going to happen. I'm going to find out this is like the worldwide favorite on the album. Sort of sensual. He digs love. Of course it's sensual. I dig love, and I want you to know I dig love. That ascending chromatic lick. I feel like that's been repurposed and stolen and like used in songs, and more modern songs since then, a lot. It sounds familiar to me. Small love, big love. I like his vocals on this one, actually. I was really into it. I don't know why it has to keep stopping and starting. That's the only thing I'd say about this. We could have kept the drum pattern going here, then completely bringing everything to a halt. I suppose you could say it's the teasy nature of the subject matter. It just makes the song drag a tad. Once again, we've stopped. So I can see how each instance of this is different, because we only have the guitar here. I think some of this must be Eric Clapton right here. This song has solid ideas, but it is too long. I don't think the ideas are worth exploring this much. The repetitive lyrics don't help. I like this ending though. Is it gonna fade out? Oh, it says right here, repeat and fade, yeah. Some repetition is good. Even a lot of repetition can be good sometimes, but for a song that's almost 5 minutes to have lyrics that are that repetitive, doesn't work for me. Would be my least favorite song on the album, to be honest. Okay. Art of Dying. I like how this is starting. So like a James Bond theme almost. Dark. Keeping me in suspense by holding the chorus back. Maybe this song has no chorus. Maybe it's just verses. I like this song though. I like the cut of its jib. I'm getting a cinematic, almost like mob flick vibe from this song that I'm really into. It's different from what we've been hearing. It's more upbeat and driving. Vocally, I am left wanting a little bit too though. Maybe a little bit of variety in the vocal melody would have been nice. Lots to pay attention to in the drumming. I really like how that song was, again, a different step. We're getting more variety later on in the album. Almost a standout if the vocal melody had taken it up a notch. Still really good. Like the quality in general of this album is so high. So this is version 2 of Isn't It a Pity? I wonder what that means, version 2.
Isn't it a pity?
The original version was over 7 minutes long, and this one is almost 5 minutes. But it sounds like the same song. It is the same song, but there must be something different about this version. I remember liking it though. The first version, I mean.
How we take each other's love without thinking anymore, forgetting to give back. Isn't it a pity?
don't think the keyboard was doing that the last time.
But how do I explain? Not too many people.
There's something a tad eerier about this version, I think. Forgive me, I can't remember exactly how the first version went, but I don't remember it being this tense.
Their eyes can't hope to see the beauty that surrounds them. Now isn't it a pity?
Now what? It's very similar to version 1. We're sort of reprising this chord progression for more solo opportunities, basically. So I view this version 2 as sort of like almost an interlude, even though it is a full-length song. It's just a slight variation on the first one. Brave, because this is in the standard track list. This isn't even in the extended versions that have been released over the years. Settle into this, but I wouldn't say it's like different enough from the original that I see the point of including it. It's nice though. It's nice. Like the fact that he included a whole third disc or vinyl or whatever that was full of jam tracks, and we will get to those. It just shows that like he can't let go of little licks and small little ideas that might have been recorded here and there, to the extent that he couldn't let go of this alternative version of the song because of those tiny details that were left on it. We put it on the main track list. Gotta respect it. Next we have Hear Me Lord, I believe. Potentially getting into the religious aspect again. Is he a Christian, or is he just more of a general spiritualist? Gospel vibes in this. The piano, the humming choir, or humming background vocals. I don't know if it's a full choir necessarily, but it's that gorgeous, smooth texture that you get with the gospel choir. Seems fairly Christian interesting.
Of the road. To the left and the right, above and below us.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's no place that you're not in.
Musically, I'm really into this. Personally, I don't relate to religious lyrics, but I can definitely get into like the sonic quality of religious music. Not sure what those 4 bars were about. Nothing much happening there, but love the vocals. Love the backing vocals. Whatever's going on there. I don't know if that's him overlaying his vocals or if it's a choir that stood in the studio together and did that. Nice little run there too.
At both ends of the road.
We have quite a long time left in this song as well. I'd love for it to build to something even more. It has that potential. Nice soulful edge to that lead vocal performance there too. We're just kind of vibing out now. That's okay. Getting more jammy again. Falsetto. Very pretty. Is this not a bit subdued though for a faith song with gospel influences? Like, couldn't we get a little bigger with it? I'm looking for some screaming and shouting. But there are some beautiful melodies and the background vocals. There is actually a sort of development of what's going on. It's nice, it's nice. I do think that there's a lot, well, not a lot, but there's a little bit that could be trimmed from the runtime of this album just by shortening the jammy moments a tad. Yeah, John. I'm not sure what this is about. It's Johnny's birthday. This is some kind of skit that was put together, some joke I'm not in on. Quite a disturbing and hellish sound. shelves. Interesting. Okay. Well, that was what it was, and now this is Plug Me In. No lyrics. Alright. Into the sound of this. I actually think we're into full-on jam territory now. Yes. Okay, so this song and the last one are from the Apple Jam record. So this is really just more vibes, jamming out. And I don't think I can be as critical of this stuff because it is really just improvisational. So we'll just listen and see what comes up. What do you call it? 4-bar blues, right? It's like a singular chord progression for an entire genre. Never was my thing, but once again, I respect the roots and I get where it comes from. Leaves a lot of room for improvisation when it's the same chord progression every time, so they know what scales to play around in. There's no thought really that they have to put into creativity. That sounds really bad. I don't think I meant that the way it came out. It's just about having fun. What's wrong with that? So this would be like I don't have perfect pitch, but I have relative pitch, so it's like something like F major to F minor to C major, something like that. Interested in that. Is that a choir coming in? Some dissonant noisiness there. That was interesting. Wonder how they coordinated ending the song together like that. It's funny how the improvised song has a definitive finish and the planned songs actually have the fade outs. This is I Remember G. An 8-minute jam session. Let's go. Nice. Oh yes, the hand claps. I read in the personnel list that John and Yoko were clapping on this one. someone's messing around on the keyboard. This was part of my worry about the jam session tracks, is that they would start to feel pretty repetitive pretty quickly. Okay, here we have something happening. Seems like whenever the drummer decides to do something different, that's when everyone shifts, and that's smart. It makes sense. Their hands must have been hurting. I assume this is totally live, what I'm listening to right now. Maybe it could have been 2 or 3 takes spliced together, realistically. I wish the guitar would venture out a little bit. There you go. Nice. Slowly venturing out now. This part's pretty nasty, I like it. Not sure how necessary the space warbling is on that keyboard, or however they're achieving that sound. I guess it adds some atmosphere. You can see where Jordan Rudess got his ideas. The melodic piano is guiding things a bit here, which I like. It's awesome to hear them feed off each other like this. Some hi-hat spice too. This is really cool. It's a cool track. I don't know why he couldn't have let it go though. There's nothing here that I'm hearing that couldn't be easily replicated again, or at least incorporated into a more full final song, right? I guess he couldn't wait to get it out. Is it just me, or do the drums weave in and out of volume? And what does that sound like? Like someone sitting in a tin can with a spoon. Or some kind of cowbell or something. Wood block. I like what the guitar is doing here. I like that. I like that. Some really good syncing up here. Flow state stuff. So that sounds like a one-take live performance. Neat, neat. Happy to experience that one time. Has anyone else reacted to these jam tracks? It's an interesting thing to react to, like, improv. This is Thanks for the Pepperoni. Another 4-bar blues song. I wonder why he didn't decide to do a jam track like this in using a different chord progression or a different mood or something. I guess it was just an easy way for them to just settle into establishing the chemistry amongst everyone. And any interesting musical ideas that came of it were secondary. Like this song is called Thanks for the Pepperoni, like it's so unserious. Yeah, but frankly, this sort of jamming is just not that interesting to me. I'll go out on a limb and say that I'd say these jam session tracks would be more enjoyable to people who are not musicians because they don't really comprehend how someone could just come out and do this kind of stuff on a whim, right? But I would be willing to bet that I'd say if you're a musician, you won't find these jam tracks as compelling because you do understand that it's really just about whittling around within the scale and whatever established chord progression it is and just seeing what happens. And of course, you do end up with amazing ideas coming out of that here and there. But it's a bit of a chore to sit down and listen to an extended jam session like this and search out for those moments. At least, that's just my opinion. I don't mean to speak for all musicians, but if you are a musician and you're a fan of these jam tracks, let me know your thoughts on that. Like, what interests me more is what are the final ideas that you stand behind and pick out as being special and unlosable moments, and incorporating them deliberately into the final piece. That's what interests me. I can't wrap my head around how he thought every moment of all of these jam sessions had to be kept for the official album release. This one is definitely the most dispensable one of them all, though admittedly I am talking over it a lot out of boredom. I probably didn't give this one a fair shot. But it is on the responsibility of the music to keep my attention too. It's gotta meet me halfway. Nice drumming moments, the kick and the snare, some staggered idea going on here that I like. This last one, the 11-minute Out of the Blue. So already I find this bass idea that they're working with in this jam session a much stronger and more interesting idea than Thanks for the Pepperoni. So we have 11 minutes of exploration, and I am actually kind of wanting to see where it goes. The guitarist is hitting the nail on the head with that lick. That's a saxophone, I assume. Look at the personnel here. Bobby Keys, potentially on the saxophone. definitely the best one out of the Applejack tracks. Just has a little bit of a grittier vibe. Bit of a darker tone. And just a lot of the licks and the melodies are just hitting me personally more than the others. I like that organ creeping in. This is really quite a beautiful sound, isn't it? Whatever's going on with the guitar tone. He like tweaked the guitar tone since the beginning, did he not? Like, the previous song sounded like such a random mess compared to this. This sounds like everyone is on the same page and really gets it. Sounding really wonderful. I love that guitar tone. Absolutely killing it. Out of the blue. That title is in reference to the improvisational nature of the ideas being explored, I assume. Unless they all watched a movie or something called Out of the Blue, and they were like, let's just call it that. Could be coincidental, though I doubt it. Where are we going with this now? Getting more and more sleepy, which I like. Ooh, this drum pattern. I'm down for this. This song, I can understand him not wanting to let go. I can understand him not wanting to leave this rotting in obscurity. It almost functions as a self-contained piece. I find it hard to believe that it's entirely improv. Because I read that this album went through a lot of overdubbing. I'm not entirely sure what that means, overdubbing. But maybe it means that certain parts were redone here and there. But if this is like 100% a live recording from start to finish, that is pretty mind-blowing. How layered it is. There's like layers of guitars and layers of keyboards. Because I'm hearing the piano and an organ sound. you're talking about a room of like at least 8 people. Maybe that's overshooting it. But I love how this energy is building back up again. This jagged groove. Sick riff. That was pretty metal. To go back in time, I would ask him to remove Isn't It a Pity version 2 and put this as the last song on the album and do away with the rest of the Apple Jam tracks. Good thing it's not up to me, right? Cool this finishes as well. Interesting how a lot of the songs with vocals on the album are quite different tonally from what's going on here. This dark, gritty, dingy rustiness was absent on most of the other tracks that were more sweet and sentimental. This is awesome. This is wonderful. Certainly a highlight. I bet this has been sampled. Some parts of it have been sampled. Modern music. It's too catchy. Does end with a little bit of a fade out, but that's entirely forgivable, as I thoroughly enjoyed my time with that final song. My overall thoughts on this album is that it is a wonderfully composed, performed, and written classic. I did read on the wiki before I reacted to it about how critically acclaimed it was, but I always like to judge albums according to my own personal opinion, my own taste, and not get too influenced by the world outside, because I don't think it's interesting to just parrot commonly held opinions when giving an honest review. But I genuinely loved my time with this album. I was thoroughly engaged, I'd say 95% of the time. During the 5% of the album that didn't appeal to me as much, it was really just those jammy moments where he played fast and loose with the songwriting and composition a little bit. Unfortunately for me, those parts got a little long-winded. They dragged a tad. I see a slightly less bloated, ideal version of this album. And bloated is a strong word. Like I said, I really do think that like 95% of this material is indispensable. It's just that extra 5% of bloat that I would trim, try to find the best ideas in that bloat, keep those, and do away with the rest. But, you know, even the vocals that I said are not really to my taste. I heard lots of really expressive moments. I can tell he really cared about his vocal performance and communicating the lyrics. Every song has something new to offer. Yes, a lot of it does settle into sort of a mid-tempo ballad, but there's so much variety in the harmonic progressions, the instrumentation, even the mixing I noticed varied from song to song. But it didn't vary too much. So it's a cohesive album with a lot of variety, a lot of catchiness, a lot of masterful musicianship all around. So let me know what you think of this album, and let me know what you thought of my analysis. As I said, I reviewed this album because it won a Patreon poll, and if you also would like to vote on polls and suggest content for the channel, you can join me on Patreon, the link is down below. And if you don't know me, my name is Ohak Cade. I'm the composer for the symphonic metal project Valkada. We recently put out a new song called Overload the Reactor. The link is also down below. I'd love to hear what you think. And there is also a link to my full reaction database spreadsheet if you're curious about all of the other music I've covered on the channel. Otherwise, please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Thanks so much and take care.